UN Oceans Conference in France on Monday. Megan Randalls is from Greenpeace's Oceans campaign.
The ocean is facing a multitude of threats, from overfishing, destructive fishing, the climate crisis. It's not the time to be opening up a new extractive industry. And what I'm hoping for is that politicians are going to come together to send signals to the International Seabed Authority, the Global Ocean Treaty process as well, to say we're behind this, we care a lot about the ocean, we're coming together to fix it together.
The online influencer and self-declared misogynist Andrew Tate has been fined and suspended from driving after being caught in Romania doing nearly 4 times the speed limit. Officials say the British-American national was driving at nearly 200 kilometres an hour in a village, despite a 50-kilometre-an-hour limit. The former kickboxer has been caught speeding on numerous occasions. The American tennis player Coco Gauff has won the French Open after beating Aryna Sabalenka in the final in Paris. Both players had to battle windy conditions before world number 1 Sabalenka won a 77-minute first set. Gauff then took the next 2 to win her first French Open title on the clay of Roland Garros. BBC News.
I'm Mark Lowen, and this week in BBC Earth Conversations, we're bringing Syrians together to compare their experiences of life in Syria during and after President Assad's regime and their hopes for the future. For well over a decade, civil war blighted the lives of Syrians as rebel forces battled against former President Bashar al-Assad and his brutal regime. More than 600,000 people were killed and 12 million others were forced from their homes during this time. Then, in December last year, everything changed with astonishing speed. Assad's dictatorship was overthrown by his opponents. It was a new start. But the effects of 13 years of conflict are not easy to shake off. The impact of war on the economy has been compounded by years of international sanctions imposed on the Assad regime. But now countries are starting to lift those sanctions. Most significantly, the United States did so last month. We wanted to hear how these developments are affecting people in Syria and what their hopes are for the future. The feeling is indescribable, unbelievable happiness. Words of one joyful Syrian as the people of Damascus took to the streets to celebrate the news that the US was lifting its sanctions. There is incredible happiness for all Syrians, she said. It will be great for our country. Construction will return. The refugees will return. Everyone will return. The prices will drop. We wanted to hear how these developments are affecting people currently living and working there. And our first conversation is with 3 Syrians working in hospitality. Lauren Saras is the general manager of Al-Mamluka Hotel Group in Damascus. Red Gurunyan owns Ararat Restaurant in Damascus. And Abdul Hai Kadur is the owner of the Dar Halabia Hotel in Aleppo. I began by asking each of them for their reaction to finding out about the ending of the US sanctions. Abdul Hai began.
It was nice and young when we heard everybody in Syria was looking to the TV to follow the news, and when we have seen this, it was really a big fest, and we were very happy to hear that, and also happy waiting when it will be realized.
Years from now, we could not believe that this day will come. But finally, the moment of truth came and the sanctions were lifted. The feeling was overwhelming for us. Like, finally, we can see a glimpse of hope by the end of the tunnel. At least the financial and economic suffering will come to an end.
My feelings look like a prisoner who were in jail about 54 years, and he come free. So you can't imagine our feelings. We are so happy, we're so optimistic about the future, and we hope all the nations help us.
Lauren, you talked about the financial and economic struggle. Just explain what life was like for you with the sanctions in place.
Regarding working in a hotel or in a hospitality industry, the sanctions affected us in many levels, such as financial and banking restrictions. We suffered from the tourism decline, reduced as international visitors, And we, of course, suffered from the currency implications. All of these challenges were stepped in front of us day after day during all of these years under the sanctions.
Were there things that you could not buy or you could not import?
Of course, this is one of the big thoughts, that we cannot import any of the international goods that we need to make the stay of our visitor a comfortable stay. Like we needed to renew our AC systems in the hotel. And we could not do this because the last time we could buy a German air conditioning system was in 2010. So imagine how old this can be. And we needed to maintain these, and we cannot buy new parts for this, and we needed to fix it and work around it to make it work again, but not in a high standard.
Vrej, what was life like for you as an owner of a restaurant with the sanctions?
The sanctions have always been a burden on Syrian businesses.